Okay. Good afternoon, everybody. It's David Perlmutter from Quantum Listing. Thank you for being with us today for our webinar about how to join Quantum Listing. And we're going to, this is not going to be death by PowerPoint today. We're going to spend our time on the website, which is great. I enjoy that a lot. You know, it's a little bit like working without a net when you, because you just got to make sure you do everything right. But fortunately, quantum listing is pretty darn good, so it shouldn't be a. All right, so here we go, and let me make my screen bigger here. All right, so when you come to quantum listing and you're a visitor, let me just back up a second and say. So we're going to cover like what you can do as a visitor on quantum listing. We're going to talk about the different types of membership, which are basic, individual, and enterprise. And we'll hope to find out if there's one of those four options that's a good fit for you. So visitors, if you're coming to quantum listing because you Googled quantum listing or you're clicking on a link in one of our email blasts and you're not a member, and this is the first page that you'll see. I would say about 60% of our traffic comes from Google searches and other internet searches, and they're going directly to people's listings or profiles. So in those instances, they're not going to see this page. They're going to go directly to the listing that they were searching for. However, if you do come to quantum listing and you're a visitor, you can start searching for whatever it is that you're looking for without even having to sign in. You don't have to pay anything to search. All of your listings on our site, all of your active listings on our site are available for anybody to search for free. And so that is one of the things that was really important to me as a commercial real estate broker. And I've used other listing sites and CoStar, you have to be a member of CoStar to see. LoopNet, when it started was great because you could see everything, and now so they can upsell you CoStar, you can't see everything. And some of the other sites are like us where you can see all the listings. And to me, I want as many eyeballs on my listings as possible so I can potentially get as many leads as possible. So if you are a, hold on, I'm going to turn off my webcam. I'm getting a little notice saying that bandwidth is a little bulky. So when you are a visitor to our site, so you can see all the listings, you can do a search. So let's do a search of Houston, Texas, right here in honor of Jerry. And so we have, currently looks like we have 92 listings in Houston. And if you go to any listing in particular and click on it, you can contact the agent by clicking this button. If you wait 15 seconds, a little pop-up will come on, and you'll be able to contact the agent via that pop-up. And you can also click the little plus sign here, and there's the pop-up we were talking about. Click the little plus sign and get the agent's email address and phone number. And if you were to click the email address, it will open up an email. Hold on a second. I went over onto my other screen. It'll click an email, and that email is populated with the listing address or title, rather, and then there's also a link to that listing that's in there. So the agent will know exactly what it is that you're inquiring about, and you can add whatever message you want to that. All right, let's go back here. And so that's the first thing that you can do when you are a visitor. Another thing that visitors can do is they can set up searches. So if you wanted to, say, have a office for lease search where you would get periodic updates on it, you can type in where it is that you want to get the information. You already started the form here with the office for lease. You can add parameters like minimum and maximum size, but you don't have to do that. You do have to make sure that you type in the location that you're interested in, and then type in your name and phone number and email address, and then you can select either one or both of these options here. And in case it's a little too small to read, let me blow that up a little. You want to first of all say that you confirm that your information can be shared with a professional so that they can contact you to assist in your search. You don't have to. If you're a broker, you're probably not going to want to check that box, but you definitely want to check the next box, which says, I want to get weekly email updates to get listings that meet my requirements. If you have clicked that box and you're not a broker and you're a ordinary citizen and you want to get that, hold on a second, I'm going to, the landscaping people are here, I'm going to ask them to move. Sorry about that. My dogs are going to make a little background. Hold on. All right. Well, hopefully, if it gets unbearable, just put it in the chat that it's too noisy. Okay. So, all right. So then, after you've decided whether you want a broker to help you, or you just want to get the emails, or you want both, then you click Add Request. I guess you do have to put. You can put 0 to 1 million or something if you want a very broad range. Okay. And then hit Add Request, and there you go. All right, that's another thing that you can do from this page here. You could also, of course, sign up from that page, and if you keep scrolling down, you can see there's some frequently asked questions there, and there's also this nifty video that is available. I'm going to see if the guy can move to another area in a second. All right, I'm back. Sorry about that. Hopefully the dogs will settle down now. They're very good office workers typically, but they're keeping me safe from the lawnmower guy. So, all right, and thank you, Julia, for filling in there. All right, so you can see, you've seen what you can do from the homepage. You also notice that up here there's links for our pricing page, the How It Works section, where we have tons of different articles on our features, our blog, our webinars. We update the blog every week. Webinars, you can see our past webinars on demand, and of course you can learn a little bit more about us and contact us there as well. And then another this is also where you can join by clicking the join button up there. That's on pretty much every page, I think, if you're not logged in, and scheduling a demo. So if you wanted to learn more and have like a hands-on demo with one of our team, then you click on that and you can do 10 minutes, 20 minutes, an hour, however long you need. We're happy to spend that time with you and get to know you. All right, so so that would be what you can do, some of the stuff that you can do from the homepage as a visitor. Now, as you other things that you can do, you can email these listings, any of our members' listings, if you're a visitor. You can obviously read the blog and watch the past webinars. And Then the next step beyond that would be to join as a basic member. And then you would click join, you'd give us your contact information and name and password, and you would select basic account. So basic accounts are 100% free. And there are a lot of advantages to being a basic account member as opposed to just a visitor, because there are new features that are available to you that are not available to visitors. So, for instance, if you are a basic account member, you can save listings so that you can access them later. You can make private notes on listings that you can access from your profile page. Also, you're creating a profile for yourself, which would include a profile picture if you want, and a bio, and you can add your business social media links so that when people are searching for you, your quantum listing profile is going to be one of the things that will come up on those searches. All right, so base members, you can create listing reports also. So if you're doing like a survey of different spaces available in your market, you can do that. You can access that later. The reports you can either download, you can email, you can use what's called an iframe to add it to your website if you want. So there's a lot of great things that you can do as a basic member. And then the other thing that is an advantage to being a basic member is that we will add you to our networks and groups so that you can stay up to date with relevant information in your market or asset class interest. And you can even start your own group if you want. So if you and your colleagues in a certain market want to sort of have your own little chat room, because the chat is included in a basic membership, you'll be able to do that as well. And so it makes it like a good way to network with your peers as well. Okay, then the next step up from basic membership, and individual and enterprise are really very similar, but individual membership will tackle next, and that's really for, if you're a sole practitioner or you're the only person in the office that is going to be using quantum listing, then I would recommend that you select individual membership. And even if you sign up and you start talking to your colleagues about how much you like it and they want to join, then we can always upgrade you to enterprise, or switch things around so that you guys can be, everybody in the office can be in a enterprise membership. You can be agents in enterprise membership, and we just do a little backroom magic to make that happen for you. Another thing that I forgot to add about basic memberships is that they can also add commercial real estate want listings. They can't add property listings, but if you're looking for something for one of your customers and you want to sort of put it out there in the market that this is what you're looking for, so that people who have something that match your need, if they see it and they have something, they can get in touch with you. So that's another thing that you can do as a basic membership. So individual members can do everything that visitors and basic members can do, plus for their $89.99 a year annual membership fee, they can add an unlimited number of listings. And if you would like our team to add your listings for you, we do offer a white glove service. It's $159.99 a year for the first 20 listings, and then if you have more than 20 listings, contact us and we'll give you the pricing for whatever it is beyond that 20 listings. So in addition to the basic member and visitor features, individual members can add, edit, and archive their listings. Archiving listings is kind of an interesting concept that we encourage you, after you sell or lease something, rather than deleting your listing, we think you should archive it, and this way you can sort of keep a record of your done deals, because you can add private notes to any of your listings. You'll always be able to access those notes. I use it in my business as like a reminder for when I should add, ask for the next installment of my commission, or little things like that. Or if I see somebody's listing and I know it's, and I visited, I can add comments on that. There's all sorts of things that you can do with your private notes. And again, because they are private, only you have access to that. If you're an individual member, you also have an array of analytics that are available to you. You can, and you know what, let me sign in, and rather than just talk about it, you can, I'll show you some of the stuff as well. All right, so this is my profile page for my commercial real estate brokerage, Perlmutter Properties, and I'll go to one of my listings, and let's go to this one right here, and I think this one has a private note on it. It has the key code for the suite. And one of the things you can see that I've done on my profile, and one of the advantages of being able to add an unlimited number of listings for the same price, is that you can see for this one listing in Montvale, New Jersey, I've added 4 or 5 different listings for it. And the reason I have done that is that it makes it much easier for visitors to the site to see exactly what each suite looks like. So I can have pictures and video and a floor plan just dedicated to that single suite. And if somebody visiting, I don't have to like hunt and peck and figure out which pictures go with which suite or which floor plan goes with which suite. It makes it much cleaner. I mean, it's much more similar in a lot of ways to what the residential world does, say, in an apartment building. And particularly during the last year, when people were reluctant to leave their homes, let alone go visit your listings, it made it much easier to give a very comprehensive picture of what each suite was about. So I would encourage you, if you are adding listings, to consider that. And other websites, I know you can't really do that. You have one listing for a building, and that's it. And I think it's this is a better way to do it, particularly in the world that we're living in now, as opposed to the world that we'd like to be living in. So that's one thing that you can do. So let me show you quickly how to do the listing reports in iframe. And so if you want to add a note to a listing, you click make a note here, and a little window will open up, and you can add your messages there. If I want to add this to a listing report, I click the plus sign. And anytime you're unsure about what any of these icons represent, there on the side, you can just hover over it, and you'll be able to get a little more information on what it actually is. So you can see by clicking the plus sign before, this little red tab opened up there. If I can find the listing report also in the information section on my profile page also. And I'm going to leave this in there now just so I can show you that. This next icon here creates a listing PDF from the information the agent has added to QuantumListing. So that would be, it'll have little thumbnails of all your pictures. It will have a floor plan on it if you've added that, and it will also have the location map as well as the description and the property overview as well as your contact information. So, that's all good stuff to have. All right. So that is, let's see, did I forget any? Sharing, and this you can do as a basic member. Also, you click this red sharing icon here, you can advertise the listing on the Google Display Network. You can send it to social media, to Twitter or Facebook or LinkedIn if you have it, and you can also email it. Let's go over to my, actually, let's go to the, so here's, I clicked out about too fast, sorry about that. So here's the listing report in the info section. And below, this is the kind of the control panel on your profile page. We call it the sidebar menu. So if I click on the listing report, it will, it's taking a little time because of the GoToMeeting, but it will populate this with all the information on the listing. I can then put it on my website. I can export it to a PDF, and I can also email it. So in this case, the landlord asked me not to put the price. I guess he's concerned that if I have, that if he has any renewals coming up with tenants and the price may be lower than whatever the option price is in the lease, he won't have to, have a discussion with his tenant about that. And, it's kind of common in this area that landlords prefer not to have that done. So that's what the listing report looks like. I mentioned the analytics. Let's go look at that also. Okay, so the analytics are loading right now, and you have this little green square that is giving you feedback to let you know that something is happening. So with my listings, I guess in the last few years I've had 17,650 views of those listings. Those are the active listings. Now if I include the archived listings, then that number jumps up to 26,000 views plus. And then promoted listings are listings that you can pay $7.50 a month or $2.50 a week to have your listing show up at the top of searches in the market. And you can see that up here you can see there's 26,000 views. Those are sort of the organic views of the listings that people have clicked through to. And however, in the with promoted listings, I have 190,000, almost 191,000 views of those listings. That means they've shown up in 191,000 searches on the website. Promoted banners are a great way for you to put your company brand or your personal brand out there. So just like promoted listings show up at the top of searches in their market, if you do a promoted banner, your own or your company's marketing message will show up in that first space at the top of searches in your market. And I'll show you what I mean by that in a second. We're going to go to, so where we have this little ad right here, which is for one of our blog posts. This is where your marketing message would be. So if you're searching in Houston, you've got a brand promotion ad going in Houston, this is where your marketing message would be, and it would take somebody who clicked on it to your profile page on QuantumListing. All right, so that is what I wanted to say about. Actually, let's go back one second. So one of the nice things about things like brand promotion and listing promotion and our other marketing options and the Google display advertising is that these are all on-demand services. They're great things to spend your money on because they do get results, but they're optional. So, if you only want to spend $89.99 a year for your QuantumListing membership, that's fine. And, you get this great exposure. We have terrific search engine optimization. So people are, when they're searching for things in your market, we're showing up on that first Google page a lot. And, but if you want to go the extra mile and get even more exposure, it's a great way to do that. So let's go back to the analytics for a second. And all right, so we were down in promote. So online advertisement. These are ads that are done via the Google Display Network. Google Display Network ads are different from Google search ads. You get a lot more bang for your buck with the Google Display Network ads, because for $25 spend, your listing is going to show up anywhere between 10 and 20,000 times on web sites when people in the market that you specify are just looking at the websites that they normally do. So, for that 10 to 20,000 views, you'll probably get 10 to 20 clicks on it. And depending on what market you're in, that's $25 that you're spending to get lots of views and lots of clicks. You might get 1 or 2 clicks on with a Google search ad because they're much, much more expensive. So we think that there's a much better value in the display network. And you can see, for the ads that I've run, I've gotten, 665, more than 665,000 views on different websites for those listings. And even though it's a small percentage that click through, you do, and people get leads from that. And the proof of that people are happy with it is that the people who try it, usually do it again and again. Account views will show you how many times people have seen your profile page. And agent views and profile shares or agent views is a good way to segue into the next thing that we want to talk about, which is enterprise membership. So enterprise membership is meant for companies that have multiple agents in their office. You can assign more than one agent to each listing that way, so you don't have to worry about redundant data entry and things like that. You can also assign, if you have a marketing person, you can assign a manager to help with the workflow, a manager or an admin, whatever you in your market call it. So somebody to help with the work, and you can see that here is a listing that has me and somebody else here. I have 2 of my colleagues on a listing with me on this one, and when you're adding agents, it's another $89.99 for each agent. We don't charge anything for the managers or admins, so it's another way that you can have a membership in QuantumListing and have it really work the way that your company works. Okay, so another thing that we have, and we didn't really talk about this up top, but we also have these networks. So you can see the networks here. When you join, within a couple of days of you joining, we'll assign you to a network that fits with your geographic area. And so when you're part of a network, and here I'll click into one of my networks here, you get to see the different listings in your market. You can see the other agents that are on QuantumListing in your market. You can then decide if you want to follow them, so you can sort of like drill down, and you can find, there's a social section on the profile page where you can find those specific people after you've started following them. So it's a great way to see what is relevant to you without having to do a lot of extra work. And then let's go back to my profile page, and I'll show you the social section. And there we go. So you can see who you're following, your followers, and the stream has all the most recent changes to things. So it could be when somebody adds a listing, if somebody's updating a listing, they've added a new agent to you'll see all that stuff when you're in the network, in the stream. All right, info. So we covered analytics, we covered notes, the listing report. Comparable data is not something that is currently available. Syndication channels, there's two types of syndication. One which is inbound. So if you're a user of Build Out or Sharp Launch or RealNet, you can have them send your listings to us without having to do additional data entry. So that's a super convenient way for you to get your listings to our site, and it doesn't take a lot of work. You just set it up once and you kind of forget it after that. We also have an outbound syndication now, one with company Levitt Digital. And Levitt Digital has a network of local news sites where they contribute the listings of those who are syndicating to Levitt Digital to all those local news sites. So it's just like another way that you can get more exposure for your listings. You don't spend any money on that syndication, and it's just another great way to get your information out there. We have another syndication partnership that's in the works, but that's not set up yet, so we will talk about that now. Just before we wind up, I do want to point out a few other things. You should, when you are joining, you should add your bio, and you should add a profile picture or logo to your site, as well as any business social media links. And the reason to do that is these all create indexable content. So search engines love content. And even though you say, well, it's just my bio, it's not really content. It is. Search engines do. You'll rank higher in search results as a result of doing that. So it takes 5 minutes to set up. You just click on that little button there, click edit, and you can add your different social media bio and pictures there, and it will do you a world of good. You'll see that your name is going, when you search Jerry Wilkins commercial real estate, you'll show up on that first page of Google search results, and people will be able to click the link and go to your profile page and see all your listings. All right, so I was going to say one last thing. Networks. If you are a company that is syndicating their listings to us, the way that we can get all of your company's listings in a single profile is by creating a quantum listing network for your company. Then we add in the different agents to the network. because of the way the syndication partners operate and the information comes into us, this is the way our sort of workaround to make sure that that information can all be in a common area. All right, so I'm going to pause now, and if you have any questions, please let me know, and I'm going to stop the recording. Before I do that, though, I want to thank you for your time and thank Julia for her help in setting things up and for covering me while I was trying to manage dogs and landscapers. So thank you.